Alistair, speaking to Jesse, he was speaking about not so much an emphasis on the results, but communication and reaction to certain situations. What objectives do you want to see, not just from yourself, but the whole group with a new coach?
No, of course, results, obviously, you want those, but at the same time, when you're implementing a new system, a new manager comes in, you want to see that you're laying the framework most importantly. I think, again, when you're playing against these top teams, it doesn't matter how well you play, it could still go against you. Yeah, so we understand that, but at the same time, is the biggest thing for us is starting to lay the foundation so that when it comes into these meaningful games, Copa America, which they're going to be massive games for us, that we have 180 minutes under our belt of understanding the system, understanding the style of play against two top opponents, so we can go into that Argentina game feeling really confident. But at the same time, we are looking for a result. Everyone knows that. I don't think you go into any match just looking at it going, yeah, we're going to throw this one away and just play for a performance. But at the same time, we know, and I think just over this week already, just from understanding the frameworks, when we've looked on and ready to go in this system, I think we can surprise some people. So we're cautiously optimistic with that, but at the same time, it's all just going to be about really getting a performance under our belt, getting 180 minutes over this next week under our belt in this new system, and getting really prepared for Copa America.
What does the framework look like at this point? It's very easy to overstate things when you're just a handful of days in, but from where you sit, what does the framework of a Jesse Marsch team with Canada look like?
Aggressive. It's going to be that to a T. It's going to be guys flying around the pitch and looking to create havoc defensively, making everyone's life really uncomfortable for the other team. And I think that we've learned that now at this top level is that if you give teams too much respect, the teams are too good. These players are too good where they'll pick you apart. So especially when you're a team, a nation like us, which, we're not a France, we're not a Netherlands in terms of producing talent at this point. Obviously, we'd love to get there, but you need to fight with a different kind of strategy in a way. And you can see with what all of his teams that he's had in the past, the Red Bull system and what he did at Leeds, maybe especially at Leeds, I think is the best, kind of example of that. You're in the Premier League, the most difficult league, the most competitive league in the world, and he was with a newly kind of promoted team with Leeds, and he was going toe-to-toe with all the biggest teams in the world. So that's something that we want to get to, where on any night, we can go out there and shock the world. So I think for everyone that's watching us back home in Canada, I think that's what they can expect. It's going to be guys flying around the pitch, leaving it all out there, and there's going to be kind of a level of distance covered and work rate and just aggression that you've maybe never seen before.
I know it's very easy to go ahead and say the team is playing and there's a sense of togetherness, especially when you're looking at not conceding goals. You don't want a team to play individually. But what does that mean under Jesse Marsch? And how have you seen, because speaking to other guys who are not defenders, they're all, at least on the surface, buying into the idea that everyone has their part to play whatever phase this team is in on the pitch.
No, it's exactly that. We really are committed to the defending starts at the top of the pitch. It's going to start with whoever's playing up front. They're going to be the one leading the press. And at the end of the day, I think that we've kind of learned, and you dive into the stats of it as well. If you're defending deeper, it's going to be more difficult. The higher up the pitch you can win the ball, the better chance you have of less distance to cover to get to their net, less defenders than you have to go by in order to score. So I think it's really going to come down to our front line leading the charge. But again, that starts with us at the back, being set up, being organized, so we give the proper framework again for those guys to push on and really be effective in their press, because there's nothing worse, and I know it when you see the front guys when they go in press, but our back line's a little too cagey and a little nervous and we're too far, and all of a sudden the gaps get too big and they get played through, and all of a sudden they lose confidence in the press. So it's going to be about us from the back also leading it, staying super aggressive and really playing on that razor's edge, something that has kind of been ingrained in us over the past 5 years in this program. So there's kind of that next step. So it's going to be exciting to see. Again, as I was saying before, it's going to be super aggressive and it's going to be led from the front. So I think that really bodes well for us.
Thanks, Alistair.
Thank you.